lose fat, but you're having issues losing your weight, this is why you cannot lose weight and the 3 common reasons why people fall short. And more importantly, how to get set up for success. So I'm Coach Seth. I've worked with over 10,000 people successfully with their weight loss, 5-time best-selling author on nutrition and exercise, and I'm here to help you finally lose the weight. You know, after working with over 10,000 people successfully and writing a bunch of books, and helping a lot of people get where they want, putting a lot of smiley faces on people's faces, you need to listen up. Because there's 3 common reasons why people mess up when it comes to setting themselves up for success, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to their goals. So if you're someone that's been frustrated and you can't lose weight and you don't know what you're doing, you need to listen up because this is what's going to help you. All right, so the 3 things, right? So we'll go over them one by one. But I'm curious, who out there is trying to lose weight, trying to get better, trying to get healthy? If you're one of those people, raise your hand, say me in the comments. But more importantly, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to get healthy? Are you a parent? Are you trying to set an example for your kids? Are you on a bunch of medication? You're tired of taking it? Are you just in a bad place mentally and need to find a good spot to get where you need to be? Either way, I'm here to help, and I'm going to uncover these 3 common reasons why people mess up, and more importantly, how to make sure that you get where you want to be. So the first one, right, is they set these things that are very unrealistic. So unrealistic goals. Now, first and foremost, before I get into this, it's good to have goals. It's good to have lofty goals. But you need to make sure you set yourself up for success. We're going to go over this acronym called SMART, S-M-A-R-T, later in the training on how to make sure that you set yourself up for success. But, the disclaimer here is we want to make sure that the goal that we are setting is going to be realistic. So, the first reason why people mess up and they have issues is they're not setting a realistic goal, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say you're someone that is trying to lose weight, but you want to lose 20 pounds in, less than 3 weeks. Now, that's doable. I'm not going to tell you that you can't do it. It's definitely been done before, but you're not going to be able to keep it off. You got to maintain that momentum of everything that you're doing. It's not going to be easy to do, right? You're going to put yourself through some hell, through some really hard days, and just mentally, it's going to be taxing, and you can't keep that up and be consistent with it. So really what it boils down to is your unrealistic goal makes it super hard to be consistent with what you're doing. And if we're not consistent, then we're going to get a frowny face because things aren't going to be good, right? And that's not what we want. So the first one is make sure you're setting a realistic goal. So again, we're going to go over what a realistic goal is later down the road in this training. But the first one, make sure we set ourselves up for success with that. And then number 2, where most people mess up, is you're not being very specific with your goal, right? So lack of specificity with what you're doing, lack of being specific. So saying that you want to lose weight is great, but the question is, how much, right? If you have a very broad goal, you're not going to get anywhere. If it's too vague, it's not going to make any sense, right? So we want to make sure that we're being very specific with what we're doing. So most people that come to me, they either want to lose weight or they want to tone up. So which one are you? Are you someone that wants to lose a lot of weight? Or are you someone that wants to get a little stronger? A little stronger? Odds are, if we can be specific with that and vague, we need to figure out how much, if we're trying to lose weight, we need to set a number there, right? If we're trying to get stronger in a certain lift, or just get stronger overall, we need to figure out what does that mean to be strong. Being very specific with what we're doing, which goes into the number 3 here, is, lack of measuring your progress. You're not measuring what you're doing. So there's no way to measure. There's no way to collect data. So if we don't have any data on what we're doing, then that's a big frowny face because it's not going to help us. It's not going to allow us to be where we want to be. It's not going to allow us to be consistent with what we're doing. So again, Making sure that we're setting a very realistic goal, making sure that we're being very specific with what we're doing, and making sure that we're measuring are the three things that we need to do to figure out so we can be happy with our goal and make sure we're set up for success. But luckily for you, I know a thing or two about losing weight and getting in shape. After working with 10,000 people, this is exactly what you need to do. So listen up, get a pad of paper out, get a pen, and take this goal. All right, so we're going to do this thing. That's an acronym. Erase all this. There's a lot of space here. All right, so the acronym is SMART. All right, so S-M-A-R-T. And each letter here stands for something that is specific. And that's the first thing that we are talking about is the S here, is being specific, is what exactly you want to do, right? So I want to lose weight. We can put a number on there, right? So that's where it goes into measurable. So let's say we want to lose weight. Lose weight. So we want to lose 10 pounds. All right. So then we have something that's very specific, all right? We're going to the M, which is measurable. How are we going to track our weight? Right? A couple different ways you can do it. You can do it by a scale, right? Now, disclaimer here, scales are liars. They will steal your joy. They're thieves in the night, right? Your weight will fluctuate a lot. So we need to make sure that we are measuring what we're doing. We're being very specific when we're measuring it. So a great time to do that is Monday morning after you're done with your morning routine, right? Then you weigh yourself at the same time each week, Monday through Sunday, right? Because if that's very consistent, that's going to give us a lot of data on what's working or what's not working. So that way we can be consistent and figure out what we need to fix, but more importantly, double down on the stuff that is working, because we're probably doing a lot of great things, and we want to make sure that we are using those things. So again, starting with the first one, being specific. We want to lose weight. How much weight do we want to lose? We want to lose 10 pounds, right? How are we measuring it? You can use a scale. You can use measuring tape. You can see how much your clothes fits. Or you can see, how your mood is. Are you happy or are you sad, right? Because the last thing we want to do is do a crazy crash diet. You have no energy. You feel like crap. You got to take care of your kids. You got to go to work. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's a great way to burn out, right? We don't want that. Ain't no one got time for that. So A here is achievable. So if we have something that's specific, we have something that's measurable, we need to make sure that it's very achievable, right? So what we're going to mean with that is using the way we're going to measure. Let's say we want to lose 10 pounds, right? We want to make sure that, how we're measuring it is if it's attainable, we need to lose X amount of pounds per week, right? So X amount of pounds per week. So the golden rule for weight loss, if you are losing weight, or even if you're gaining weight, right? You want to aim for about a half a pound to a pound. That way you can maintain what you're doing. And again, that big word, that C word, consistency, right? We want to make sure that we have that in our back pocket. So 1 to 2 pounds. 2 pounds is more, ambitious. Some people, if you do have a lot of weight to lose, you're going to lose a lot more from that at the beginning. But aim for, half a pound, 2 pounds is the golden goose. This is someone that if you are going to be going to 1 or 2 pounds a week, it's going to be very aggressive. It's going to be hard to maintain. It is doable, but I would shoot for more of a realistic goal, which is going to be a bar right here, right? Realistic. So that way we can make sure that we're doing the right stuff, right? So realistic is what is realistic for you. So if you're a parent and you're on social media and you're seeing all these things on TikTok, on Instagram, and people have perfect lives, hate to break it to you, they don't, right? So be realistic of where you are. Make sure that you understand what's relevant to you, right? If you want to lose a pound, 2 pounds, or half a pound a week, what do you need to do that? What's the workload? What's your nutrition look like? All these things, they need to make sense for you, right? So how are we going to make sure that we're being realistic with what we're doing? Is these two go hand in hand. So realistic is what's achievable for you. that you have. So realistic. Can you do it? It's a simple thing. Yes or no. You either will or you won't. There is no in between. Do not try if you're not going to give it your 100% effort, because it's not going to work. Your smart goal is going to go out the window, folks. So the thing that matters most between these things right here is time. So how long are you going to lose the 10 pounds? How long is it going to take for you to lose the 10 pounds? If you do not have this time span, right, nothing will happen. It will not work. You will be very sad. You will always be in this loop, this constant loop of frustration, this constant loop of an issue, right? So, but being realistic of how long it's going to take you, right? So if you are someone that has trouble losing weight, try not to lose a pound a week. Try to lose a half a pound a week. If you're someone that has a lot of weight to lose and not a lot of time, then you need to figure out the middle part to make sure it can be realistic with what you're trying to do, right? So again, the golden rule for weight loss or weight gain, what have you, is about half a pound to a pound per week. And then based on that, you can figure out calories, your macros, all that stuff's on my previous trainings that I've done. So if you're looking for those answers, go back there. Or if you want help with that, put it in the comments below. Put help. Make sure it sets you up for success with that. But getting back to the story at hand here, smart. We want to be very specific to what we're doing. For losing weight, we're going down, right? We want to have a number there, 10. M is measurable. How are we going to measure it? We're going to use a scale. We're going to use measuring tape. We're going to use clothes. Are we happy or are we sad? A is achievable. You know, what do you want to do here, right? How are we going to be able to lose the weight? We want to lose a half a pound to a pound per week. We want to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week, which goes into our realistic, where you are as an individual. Can you do it with your current routine? Can you commit to doing this, right? It's either yes or no. And then time oriented. How long is it going to take you? Put out your calendar. Give yourself some grace, right? If you have 10 pounds to lose, you want to lose it, but more importantly, you want to keep it off. Try to make sure that you're given at least 10 weeks to do that. That way your body can adjust to it. That way you can be consistent with it. But I'm curious, who here got some good ideas from this training? If you're someone that wants to lose weight, if you're someone that wants to get in better shape, this made sense to you, put that in the comments. If not, let me know too. I want to make sure that these trainings make sense to you all. I want to make sure I'm providing a lot of value, and more importantly, I want to make sure I'm helping you. So that being said, I do have a program starting up here. Back to school is right around the corner. I'm doing my back to school program. So if you're a parent that has some kiddos going to school, and now is the perfect time for you to reset yourself, gonna have some extra time, want to get in shape. More importantly, want to set the example for your kids. That way they can have someone to look up to, make it to their graduation. If you're being fearful of that right now, let me know in the comments below. Put school, SCHOOL, all capital letters, or reach out to you, get your rock and roll, the better you. All right, well, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Catch you all in the vlog. Peace.